You decide whether personal property is taxable or exempt based on its status on January 1, the assessment date for the fiscal year that begins the following July 1. Note that unlike real property exemptions, the date for determining eligibility for personal property exemptions is the same as the assessment date. Taxpayers must submit returns declaring the taxable personal property situated in your city or town on January 1 to your office no later than March 1. Some items of personal property are exempt regardless of the owner because they are subject to another excise, tax, or charge instead. The exemptions ensure that there will be no double taxation. Items of personal property subject to an alternative assessment include motor vehicles that are registered and subject to or exempt from the motor vehicle excise, boats that are subject to or exempt from the boat excise, farm animals, machinery, and equipment subject to or exempt from the farm animal and machinery excise. Farm animals and machinery are subject to the excise if owned by an individual or non-corporate entity principally engaged in agriculture. If the city or town has accepted a local option, the excise is no longer assessed, but the farm animals and equipment remain exempt from personal property taxes. Manufactured homes located in a manufactured home park subject to a monthly fee. However, the owner of the land in the park is subject to real estate taxes. And private aircraft registered with the State Civil Aeronautics Board and subject to a registration fee. In addition, by local option, a city or town may exempt personal property from tax if the value of the personal property account does not exceed a minimum threshold established by the municipality. That threshold cannot exceed $10,000 in valuation. The purpose of this local option is to eliminate the need to build small personal property accounts. Taxpayers must still file a form of list so you can determine whether the personal property falls underneath the minimum value threshold. However, if a taxpayer's personal property is in fact less than the minimum value, the taxpayer is entitled to the exemption even if no form of list is filed. Let's review what we have learned in this lesson. You determine whether personal property is taxable or exempt based on its status on January 1. Some personal property exemptions apply regardless of the entity status of the owner, because they are subject to another excise, tax, or fee instead. There is a local option exemption that allows a city or town to exempt small personal property accounts from tax. A city or town that accepts the option can exempt accounts below a minimum valuation it establishes that may be up to $10,000.